Uh, Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you enjoy stories from behind the scenes of your favorite movies. Have you ever done something so wild that you couldn't believe you pulled it off? Imagine doing it with a broken foot dangling from a cliff. Well, an entire film crew watches, and the world waits for the finished product. That's exactly what Tom Cruise did for one of the most heart-racing stunts in uh, Impossible 2. Intrigued yet? Let's rewind to the year 2000 to uncover this jaw-dropping tale. Uh, Back then, Cruise was fully immersed in shooting the sequel to the groundbreaking Mission Impossible from 1996. This time, Ethan Hunt was tasked with battling terrorists over a deadly virus, and the film's opening sequence was set to showcase him climbing a rugged mountainside, a stunt risky that the very thought of it would terrify most people. But guess what? Nature had other plans. For weeks, non-stop rain plagued their shoot in Australia, and the studio was eager to scrap the scene. A frustrated Cruise wouldn't have it. For nearly 40 days, the rain kept falling, and the dream of capturing this epic moment felt more like a logistical nightmare than a Hollywood spectacle. As Cruise later joked, it felt like he was getting ready to build an ark instead of a blockbuster. Um, Add gale force winds to the mix during their attempts to shift locations, and the chance of completing the daring climb seemed slimmer each day. Yet Cruise kept pushing. His determination as unrelenting as the storm. Finally, a break in the weather came. Exhausted from jet lag and 6 months of back and forth with the studio, Cruise decided it was time. He vividly remembered thinking, "It's now or never," as he clambered up the rock face without the benefit of modern safety equipment like radios. Each step tested his focus, and precarious handholds threatened disaster. The rock was fragile, and Cruise had to carefully gauge every move, knowing one slip could send him careening. And his life literally hung by a cable, one he wouldn't even trust to let him fall too hard, as he maneuvered into a mind-boggling iron cross position high up the cliff. The cameras rolled. Adding to the drama, Cruise had another secret. He was doing all this with a broken foot. Yes, you read that right. With adrenaline overriding pain, he performed a leap that no one could imagine, except maybe Ethan Hunt himself. Director John Woo cheered after seeing the footage, but Cruise, ever the perfectionist, insisted on doing it as a continuous shot. And that take, it's the one audiences marveled at when the film hit theaters in the commitment, though, didn't stop there. Over the years, Tom Cruise has redefined what it means to do your own stunts. And each Mission Impossible movie somehow ups the last, raising the bar for adrenaline-fueled action. From scaling the Burj Khalifa to hanging onto a plane during takeoff, Cruise keeps proving his appetite for danger, knows no bounds. His latest endeavor, prepare for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, where stunts promise to be even more nerve-wracking, including an underwater escape and a biplane sequence. Yet, despite Cruise's breathtaking dedication, Mission Possible 2 faced mixed reviews. Um, Many fans consider it one of the weaker entries in the franchise. But honestly, what it lacked in storytelling, it made up for with sheer spectacle. Um, the infamous cliff stunt remains a defining moment in both the movie and the evolution of Ethan Hunt's character. Um, it's impossible to watch it now without imagining Cruise hopping around behind the scenes, wincing from his hidden injury while declaring, "One more take, we've got this." But think your office job is rough. At least no one's asking you to scale a cliff with a broken foot, um, or maybe they are. But fewer cameras in that. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.